You faced almost all the big names in the middleweight division. Paulo Costa, it could be the last. So, what do you think about that? All about your resume in your UFC career so far.
I think for a guy who jumped in just over 2 years ago and became a champion and defended his belt twice already, I'm not doing too bad. I'm not doing too bad. My resume is pretty tight, but to be honest, I look at a guy like Anderson Silva's resume and I want to clean that. Like that's something I definitely want to like dust. But if I don't, because of unforeseen circumstances, in life we'll see. But that's something I'm not done. I'm far from done. I'm only here. I've only been here like 2 years. Man, you guys aren't even seen the best of me yet.
And one interesting thing that you said is that the legacy, now talking about the legacy, do you think that fighters are looking too much now for a prize fight or super fight or jumping about divisions?
I think so, and that's why I didn't, and that's why someone asked me before about John Jones jumping up to heavyweight, and I said, well, he's been in the UFC damn near over 10 years, and he's only just jumping up to heavyweight, and everyone's expecting me to do it after 2 years. It's like, dude, I want to do what got me to the dance because the division was held up for so long. So I want to do what got me to the dance and just keep fighting in my division and defending my belt and creating that legacy. And then you jump up along the way, like the way a guy like Anderson Silva did.
And today was a couple of hours ago the UFC Media Day between Michelle Waters and Angela Hill, and she is the first African American woman
Hmm.
to headline an UFC event. So, what do you think about all these achievements for black athletes in this particular year that black athletes are really taking a stand against racism, like the NBA players? What do you think about all this context and you being such an important figure now for black people and sports in general?
I think it's dope. I think athletes, not just black athletes, but every athlete should take a stand against what's happening right now in the world, not just with racism, but fuck, there's racism's been around for so long.
Mhm.
We've always known about it, but there's shit we don't know about that we're just finding out about that's gonna come out, and it's interesting watching the way this the best TV show to watch right now for me is Earth. The Earth right now is a very interesting TV show, but I'm grateful to be in New Zealand enjoying it. It's still fucked up just watching what's happening, but like I said, I'm grateful to be in New Zealand enjoying the show.
And my last question is about a show. Today I finished the last Airbender again. So if you, since you're a big fan too, if you have to
Of
compare,
Avatar.
yeah, if you have to compare a fight from Avatar to this one
Ooh,
that you are having soon,
ooh,
which one will you compare to?
fuck, that's a good question. That's a good question. If I had to compare, hold up. If I had to compare a fight, uh, damn, I want to say, I want to say Toph. Toph's introduction when she was fighting in the tournament, when she was the blind bandit and she was fighting in underground tournaments, how she was just smoking everyone. That's how I feel this fight's gonna look, just easy.
What kind of fight do you expect from Adesanya? Do you think that he will be more offensive or that he will be more defensive like he was with Joel Romero?
I think he will be like Homer, more running, like Hunter Sonia. Uh, the Sonia now is okay, right? Yeah, I don't know if you know, but the Usain Bolt, the faster man on the world, he got COVID, coronavirus. I wish the best for him, good recovery for him. But with this news, now Adesanya is the number one fastest man on, on the world,
And,
fastest runner of the world. Adesanya now is official the number one faster runner of the world.
and what will you bring to this fight? What kind of a strategy are you preparing to face him?
Yeah, I respond almost the same question before to Brazil, to ESPN in Brazil, and I say they ask me if I'm worried about the Jews give one fight for him if this fight going to five rounds, and what I say for them is I'm not going to just be winner by one advantage or 1 point. I'm going to destroy him. I'm not care for judge for judge. Give some round for him because I'm not going to take on this fight by decision. I'm training to destroy him, and I believe the fighters cannot be sad when he got lost by decision because you need to be clear. That's what I did. That's why I do. I go to finish the fight and not let the judge. I go to destroy him. That's what I do. I train to do that, to destroy him. And for sure, I don't believe he will be there until the third round. I will finish the fight on the ground pound. I will take him down. I will finish this fight with striking, but he will not get on the third round.
And you know how it was. This question is for Coach Albarracin too. How it was this training camp in this context of pandemic? How much different it was from the fight with Joel Romero?
¿Cómo fue los treinos durante la pandemia? ¿Cómo fue ese cambio diferente? ¿Cómo fue el cambio de Joel Romero?
Você quer responder? Do you want to respond?
Sure. Yeah, Paulo asked him to respond. So I think it's been a little bit different because of, we couldn't bring in as many people, or you had to stay quarantined. A lot of it is isolation. All we're doing is staying in the gym and back home. We've been tested about 3 or 4 times with coronaviruses. We brought in people from all over, really. We brought in a guy named Rafael from Germany. We brought in Soul Glow Vander from Sao Paulo, Lucas from Sao Paulo, Badola, Olympic boxer, and Achila from Brasilia, the Universal Soldier, Megatron. You got Bohasha. We've arranged probably one of the best camps ever you can do. And, this is not my first world title during the pandemic. I had one with Henry Cejudo. And this one, we got doctors on call. We brought a doctor, his own chiropractor, and doctors here 24/7 with him. So it's actually even been a little bit better because everybody's just focused on Paulo. There's no other team. There's no other teammates. If you don't have a world title you're training for, you're not in the gym. So a lot of the focus has been just on Paulo, and you can tell he's evolved so much more. If you thought he was good in your Wells fight, he's 10 times better for this fight against Israel Adesanya. I hope his wrestling is really good because we're coming to take him down and finish him.
My first question, guys, is with all the waiting, all the back and forth on social media and the bad blood coming into this fight, does it make a special one for you or is just another one?
Con todo vocês brigando no social media, isso é especial ou é só mais uma luta?
Special because I will be a champion after that fight. That's why it's so special, but not special because of him. To me, he's nothing.
Okay. Okay, and Paulo, everybody's saying that this is a precision versus power fight. Like you only have your strength for the fight. Do you like that definition? What do you think about that?
Let me show something to you. It's good because it's for that. I have the stand-up statistics here on my hands. I don't know if you can saw that.
Yes.
I have on my fight.
How much is it?
8.43 significant strikings,
Yep.
and him
He has
he
3.9,
has 3.9.
3.96, right?
Yes, and look his accuracy and my accuracy.
Accuracy.
Yeah. Yeah, yours is higher.
My accuracy is 57, and his is 48. If you take on count, I throw more punch than him, more hits than him. It's not the people who say that is because I'm so strong, and they think I have no accuracy, but I have, and I will. That's why I finished my fight.
You just prove it with numbers, man. I can tell any different. And Paulo, you have said that you want to break him mentally before the fight and then inside the octagon. Do you think you have already found a way to get into his head?
I don't try and break him mentally before. If he is broken, it's because he's weak. Bad to him. I don't care about him. If he is if he is shitting his pants before the fight, bad for him. Too bad for him. You know, I'm confident. I'm confident on myself. I'm confident on my training. I know what I did on sparring days, like today, like tonight. I did. Coach was there with me. I know everything. What I work for. I work for cut his head off. So I don't know if his mind is broken or not. I don't care. I go there and I will erase him. On any case, if he's good or not, if he shit his pants or not, I will finish him. That's why I train so hard. I train so hard to not depend of my opponent. I just depend of me. If I'm good as I know as I am now, I don't care for my opponent. I can fight for no weight, free weights. Like you understand what I mean? Like old times on Vale Tudo. That's my mindset. That's how I think about that.
Adesanya seems to be very worried. Yes, tell me.
I'm not this kind of guy who bring small guys to be part of your training. I look for the most dangerous fight to help me. To came to fight against me. We look for big guys, strong guys, 100 kilos guys to fight, to make sparring, because I believe when you do a very hard training, you will be prepared to everything happen on the fight.
Awesome. Paulo, I was asking you, Adesanya seems to be worried about your anti-doping test before the fight. What do you have to say about that? Do you want to tell anything to him?
This is very common for the guy who have his mind broken already.
Okay.
This is.
I can answer a little bit. Everybody wants to know what the eraser's on, and I can tell you what he's on. He's on the mat 6 days a week, 6 hours a day, training his ass off. And now Israel has to be worried about him being in on his legs, because then we're going to take him down and pound him out. That's what he's on. You got to be worried about what he's on when he gets in that cage, and he's going to be all over him.
And raizada.
Okay. Paulo, and also a question for Coach Albarracin. Is there anything in Adesanya's fighting style that you should be worried about? Anything that you are studying particularly or specifically for this fight?
Yeah, you know what? Paulo had said it. We've been we're concerned about his cardio because he's been running a lot. He's in shape from running. So
okay,
that's probably the most thing we're concerned about is how high his cardio is. But his cardio is not going to matter because we're going to finish him in 2 rounds.
Okay. Do you want to add anything, Paulo?
No, I'm
okay.
I'm agree.
My last question.
Could I not agree with you, Captain?
Okay. And guys, my last question. I have seen your last video, so I want to know who's the better announcer, Bruce Buffer or Coach Albarracin?
Oh, this is a hard question. I like so much Bruce Buffer.
Bruce is a legend.
He's a legend. Yeah, my heart is broken now. I don't know.
He inspired us. Bruce is a legend. I'm not trying to be. Yeah. We try to make the sparring as close to the fight as possible. That's why I was the announcer. That's why we painted Vander Gonçalves Sogo, his hair pink, and that's why we have a ref in there. We have the music that Israel comes into, the music that Paulo comes into. We make everything. We make sparring like it's the real fight. So that's the reason why we did that. And all the fighters, we got better strikers than Israel here. Rafael, Xavier, Megatron, Kratos, the Universal Soldier, Soul Glow,
Rafão, Toquinho, Átila, Alex estava com a gente agora.
Alex de Paula.
Malvadeza.
Yeah, Malvado. So, we try to make all the practices in sparring exactly like it was in the fight. And we brought better strikers in than Adesanya, and we're ready. He's ready, No, they won't be able to stop him. He won't be. If 5 killers can't stop Paulo, Israel better prepare to be erased.
Gracias por visitar Somos MMA en YouTube. No olvides suscribirte a nuestro canal y activar las notificaciones para seguir disfrutando de nuestro contenido.